How we doing, family? Peace, love, prosperity, heavenly awakening, divine rising, and divine awakening. And good afternoon and good night to the beautiful entity watching this video. It's your boy, Divine Messenger, and we're back with another message. Before we even get into this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share if you enjoy this. And of course, we got new scenery, but either way it goes, same videos. And this video won't be too long because, I had to go coach as well, get this edited and all that, posted for y'all. But this video, I know you see the title of this video, Healing the Inner Child Brings You into Heaven. And the thing is, it's like so I can speak from my experience, dealing with children, that's the most beautiful, it's the most annoyingly beautiful thing I've ever experienced in my life, because people are not able to spiritually connect with kids. People just think that having a baby with someone and then raising this child with no experience will make them experience. Which to an extent it will, but it won't. Because imagine you never worked with a child and you miraculously have a baby or a child with somebody that you really don't love. You basically just shot yourself in the head 3 times from the front, back, and the side. So it's like, that's suicide. On top of that, you can't get mad if your child doesn't even listen to you, because you don't listen to them, obviously. And the thing is, from my experience, I noticed that children want to be heard. And they want to be heard because it's on the extent to where children don't get that voice that other people have. There's always kids who are probably bullying this person or bullying this kid. And for example, let's say you're at a camp or something, right? There are some counselors who are dickheads to these kids. And there's some daycare teachers, there are some elders, there are mom and dads who are dickheads to kids. And it's like, imagine you talking shit to a kid that doesn't even know what shit talking is. And it's just like, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing? So it's like, we gotta sit there and think to ourselves that kids subconsciously, they hear everything we say and everything we do. And we can't get mad when they repeat what we do and what we say to them. Because when they do that to each other and to us, we say, stop fighting, stop doing this, stop doing that. But then when they don't stop doing that, we get mad at them. So it's like, how you finna get mad? Man, these angles suck. These angles suck balls. I should have went to the other spot. But, you feel me? It's like, how you gonna get mad at a child for doing what you did? Literally. So it's like, the thing is to heal your inner child, you have to be able to heal yourself internally. Once you hear yourself internally, I'm moving around too. Once you hear yourself internally, then you'll be able to figure out that, you know what? This is where I find my divinity. Why? Because before you even have a child, think about how you would want to be raised as a child. So if you weren't raised as so think about it. If your parents didn't raise you to be a better child or a better parent, because obviously if you're watching this, you probably are a shitty parent, or you probably know some shitty parents. Understandable. But if you know, as a parent, if you know you're not doing a good job because you're unconscious, if your child does not listen to you, if they talk back to you, disrespectful, they're giving you a hard time as a parent, you have to figure out what the problem is, and that's you. It's your parenting. So you can't get mad if your kid is not listening to your parenting, because if they can't hear what you're saying, they won't hear what the world is saying. So now when your child grows up and goes out into the world, they're going to be in prison, may get killed, maybe robbers, they may be successful, depending on how you raise them or how they raise themselves. But you should want to give kids easy access to the cheat codes or the blueprint of life. And if you don't know the blueprint of life, then how can you give it to them? You can't. So you have to really understand to yourself. You have to buckle yourself down and really ask yourself, before you have a child with this person, look at this man or this woman. Look at them, examine them. Do you see a future with them? Because what sense does it make to procreate with somebody and you don't have a future with this person? So it's like a single parent household, another generational curse. And on top of that, people make it seem like, you know what? You can be the father, you can do whatever you want. I just want to have your babies. Cool, that sounds nice, pause. But it's like, now this man won't take accountability for his choices because you allowed it. As the woman or the man, you allowed this man to live his life being a rolling stone. You let him procreate with numerous women, so you can't get mad if he's a deadbeat, because you gave him the okay. So it's like, now when your child is in the world and he's gone from existence, but y'all still talk, y'all still have sex or whatever the case may be, and he barely shows up for the kid, but you are doing all the work, That's not fair, sweetheart. That's not fair. And to my men out there, vice versa. You got a child as well with this woman, and she leaves your child so that you can fend for this child by yourself. That's not fair to you, my king. It ain't fair. But life is not fair. You have to, and the thing is too, discernment. People will always say like, okay, well, this sounds nice, but it's like, how can I discern that against my partner? You can't. But what I can say is, energy never lies. So if you have a divine, higher enlightened, ascended energy or frequency, you can be able to contradict their frequency as well, to the point to where before you even decide to shoot the club up, before you decide to massage her walls and go crazy, start splurging your energy inside of her, you can think to yourself, epiphany. You can sit there and look at her and be like, or him, and look at like, you know what? I don't see a future with you. So me procreating with you, it ain't gonna work. I'd rather just, go crazy. I'd rather just have fun with you, and that's about it. We can go our separate ways. That would be more respected than you having a baby with somebody and then you getting mad that they leave you for the baby by yourself. It's like we are the curse breakers forgetting how to break the curse. We are the curse breakers forgetting how to break the curse. So you cannot have babies thinking that they will save you from your hell. That's not what a child is here to do. Because truth be told, if we're being real, children are supposed to be living their life for them. You just guide them into a better them. So if a child becomes conscious and they don't want to help you in your life, that's not their fault. Why? Because do not love things of this world. So should you love your mom and your dad? Yes and no. But the thing is that they don't have to help if they don't want to. They're not obligated to. Because remember, your choice as a man or a woman, you decided to go have intercourse and y'all made the baby together. So that child says, you know what, I remember what you did to me as a kid and as a teenager, I want to take care of you. It's sad, right? Yeah, it's sad. That's what happens when, look at these children, how they're playing, when they're crying. Don't sit there and say, man, stop all that crying. Shut that shit up. You always crying, nigga. Yeah, now a kid gonna really, that hurts the subconscious mind or the ego of the child. For me, if it was me, every time I see a kid crying next to me, I ask the child, I'll be like, what's wrong? And they always tell me, now of course they put their head down because they're shy. But of course they're crying because they want attention, they want to be loved. But the thing is though, every time I make sure that they stop crying, they go back and play. Because why? It's going to be okay. I always say, hey, look at me. And they be like, I'm like, it's okay. You're going to be all right. They be like, but hey, go get him back. They be like, okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be able to be a kid within an adult body. You have to actually connect with the kid beyond your physical and mental capacity. You have to spiritually connect with the child, with your inner child. Because how would you want to be raised as a child? Exactly. So if you are that perfect guide, if you are that divine being, you know that kids won't see you as a joke. That's another video as well. But kids will be obsessed with you. I mean, as for me, I'm so tall. So for example, I'm tall. So kids, when they hug me, they hugging my legs right here. But it's like, to me, that's not even a bad thing. It's like, I'll be playing with them. Some of them swing on my arms. Some of them try to touch my shoulders. It's like some of them say, hey, Coach Darius, can you throw the ball in the air? Boom, throw the ball in the air. And then what's crazy, they just be like, yay. It's like, they're divine beings. They have no sense of self at all. So if you have sense of yourself, you have to make sure they find themselves at a young age. Because when they get 10, 15, 18 years old, they will remember these memories. And then on top of that, because you program them with love, satisfaction, nurturing, but tough love, to the point to where if they're crying, you don't bash them for it. Because that's what happens. Like, stop all that crying. Now it's like, you got kids who are, and that's the problem right there. We got so many young boys out there as well. So many young men, so many young women out there who are suppressing their emotions to the point to where now you are told to not cry because it's too soft. Only women do it. But now as men, once these boys grow up, teenagers or preteens, young adults, now we got robbers, killers, we got drug dealers, we got entertainers, we got prostitutes, we got all the wrongdoings for beings that should be doing the right thing. But what is the right thing to a wrong being? What is the right thing to a wrong being? And even if it's a wrong being, how is it wrong in his or her righteousness? Therefore, it doesn't even matter what the child does. We are the problem to their choices. We have to be able to wake up. And what's crazy, you don't have to be a parent to know this shit. It's common sense. I don't even have children, but I know how to raise a child. How is that possible? How am I benefiting your child's life and I'm not their parent? That's sad. That's when I knew, like, this is getting very bad. So we had to understand that in order for us to find a better life, you had to want to heal your inner child. The moment you heal your inner child, then you'll begin to understand why kids act the way they act, because you allow it. So when a kid is crying because, for example, a girl can be drawing, right? She can cut out the drawing and then I have the head to the body. The head may fall apart. She's crying, throwing a fit. The head won't come back on. There are some people who will say, man, stop all that goddamn crying. You always crying. Imagine a young girl hearing that shit subconsciously. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, hearing that from somebody she looks up to. Damn. Now when she gets older, you can't get mad when she says, man, shut the fuck up talking to me. Yeah, that's her inner child talking to you. Because now her vocabulary has expanded. So you can't even get mad at her for saying that shit. Because you allowed it. And what's crazy, you didn't even nurture her when she was crying, when her little paper mache, whenever her art broke down, you said, man, you'll be all right. No, so now when it's your turn, when you're sick, what will your daughter say? Nah, you'll be all right. Now you in the hospital bed crying and shit. Yeah, that shit hurt. Karma will do a 360 on your ass if you are not treating kids right. And that's the thing too. If you can't heal your own inner child, karma will handle you. You cannot get into heaven mentally without healing that inner child from the past. And it hurts. It hurts. It hurts seeing boys get picked on because girls don't like boys. But I see why. Because some little boys are annoying. But some of these boys like the girls, but they don't know how to articulate their words to like them, so they bother them. And some girls come to me, the little girls be like, Coach, he's bothering me. Coach, can we play? It's like, I see how it goes, but to my young men out there, to my little boys out there, stop chasing these girls. Just play with them. If they don't want to play with you, cool. But be your own man, be your own boy, be yourself. The girls will always be attracted to you. The thing is, though, there's different attraction levels for women at younger ages. Now, that shit get deep. That's another video for another day. But for us men and women out there, we have to heal our own inner child. If we can't do that, then we are lost. And we will always remain lost within our own divinity, basically. We'll always be so blind to the point to where our inner child is screaming for us to come back. And we decide to ignore it because we don't know how to raise children. We can't even raise ourselves as children. And on top of that, there are no children here. We're all adults. So we were all adults before we became kids. So yeah, we are actually grown. There are no children here. There are actually ancestors. So we're basically all children in grown-up bodies. Literally. So we're all grown-ups inside of children. Literally and figuratively. So they look up to us. That's why we have to be an example for our community. Because if not, they will look at us and they'll be like, you know what? He or she does it, so why can't I do it? He hits on girls, why can't I hit on girls? She beats on men, why can't I beat on men? We have to stop this shit. When they're fighting in school or daycare, whatever, stop them from fighting. Stop them from touching each other and shit like that. Stop them from flirting. Make them be kids. Make them enjoy their experience, because when they turn 18 years old, 15, 20, the real world will hit them in the fucking mouth. And the thing is too, when the real world hits them and they have no parents to look out for, that's when crime, molestation, rape, sex, unconsciousness, single parent households, death, that's when that becomes at an all-time high. Why? Because parents do not know how to raise their inner child while having a child internally through a thought that they had with a man or a woman. It starts with us. I love you. Have a great day, God and Goddess.